Hello. Hello, everybody. Can you guys hear me? Hello, hello. Can you guys hear me? Yeah, should be fine. All right, if you can hear me, let me know in the chat where you guys are coming from. Hello, hello. All right, awesome, awesome. Okay, cool. So today, welcome for this training on how to become a Solidity developer in 2024. So I see everybody in the chat: WH Christian, Super Smart, Antonio, Samuel, Yannick, Arturo, Shamru, amazing. Italy, Spain, Sao Paulo, France, Montreal, Canada, from all over the world, amazing. Okay, so super excited to see so many people today. And we're gonna spend about 1 hour together. And at the end, you will know exactly the step that you need to take in order to become a Solidity developer in 2024. So I will give you an exact roadmap step by step. And I will also share with you a couple of stories and some tips and hacks that you can use to become a Solidity developer way faster. So if you are new here, I'm Julian, your host, and I've been a blockchain developer since 2017. I've been working with Solidity smart contract every day, and I've also trained a whole army of Solidity developers here with Eat the Blocks. And yeah, so that's pretty much it about me. So I'm going to talk about different points. So first, I'm going to share with you in more detail my story. Then I'm going to tell you about the job market for Solidity. Then I'm going to tell you about the prerequisites. Then I'm going to give you a complete roadmap to become a Solidity developer. And I'm going to explain you how to find a job as a Solidity developer. And finally, I'm going to share with you more about the Solidity Bootcamp that will happen next week. Then we'll do a Q&A session where you can ask anything you want. And yeah, so any question you have in the chat, you can ask and I will answer later. Okay, so let me share with you my presentation. All right, so make sure it works. Not sure. All right, so this is my presentation. I'm not sure if you guys can see it clearly because unfortunately I just have one monitor with me, so it's a bit tough to see. Let me see, I'm gonna check with my phone. Eat the blocks. So let me see. To have some feedback here. Right. Let me see if I can see it from. Okay, now I can see it from my phone. Okay, so unfortunately this is not centered. I'm gonna fix this. Oh my god, it's always so difficult to use OBS. Okay, let's try something. All right, let's try again if it fixes it. I need to hire a professional streamer because I'm really struggling every time I do a stream. OBS is the worst software in the world. Okay, let me see if it's more center now. Let me see. Just wait a second so I can see the feedback. Yeah, okay, slightly better, but that's not great. Okay, well, we'll try like this. Um, all right, so first we're gonna start with my story. So yes, I'm Julian from France. So yeah, as you can see, I use every cliche to make it clear that I'm from France. I always wear a French hat with a baguette, and I'm on my bicycle. And I grew up next to the Eiffel Tower. But when I started my career, I dropped my French hat, my baguette, and my bicycle to go to Hong Kong, where I work in finance. Uh, I wanted to be the next Wolf of Wall Street, but I failed. I was more like this guy who was let off from Lehman Brothers. Um, and I went to Taiwan to learn Chinese. I wanted to figure out what I wanted to do with my life. And I met a bunch of software developers who were digital nomads living in different countries. Um, so I decided to learn coding because I was really inspired by this story. I really wanted to do the same thing, like be really free basically. And I learned by myself, no bootcamp, no outside help. And really looking back, I'm not sure that was a great idea because not getting help was a mistake. It took me way too much time, but in the end, I made it. And for the first few years, life was okay. Um, I love my job, but I wasn't making much money. And one day I had enough. I thought, hey, who said that I have to be poor if I'm a coder? Why do I always hear about this coder who makes six figure, but it's never me, it's always other people? Why I'm struggling with all those bullshit customers who don't pay anything, always going from small job to small job, always hustling, blah blah blah. So that was really horrible, and I decided to get a full-time job. Those were my three criteria. So it had to be six-figure, remote, and it has to be interesting. Um, and basically, I in order to do that, so I applied everywhere, but I didn't hear anything back. Or when they did answer, it was a polite rejection later. And so I wondered what should I do. And I started to be really strategic. I realized that I had to specialize in a specific niche, and I had to build my personal brand to sell myself. And so I chose, so I chose Solidity to specialize myself, and I also started to create some content, mainly on YouTube, but also on LinkedIn, and it worked really well because 3 months later, boom, I find my first full-time job as a software developer, everything I wanted, six-figure, remote, and interesting. So I was really happy. So here you can see me doing a conference shortly after I got hired. So it's crazy how everything just changed in just a few months, really. And I just had the right strategy, basically. So all of this is great, but what about now in 2024? Can we still find a Solidity job like that? So we're going to find out. So crypto in general, the TLDR is that market is up, crypto ETF are incoming. We thought it would be yesterday, but there was this little issue on Twitter with the SEC. If you follow, basically the Twitter account of the SEC got hacked. They announced the ETF, but it didn't come. But anyway, it will probably come very, very soon. And when it's gonna open, what's gonna be launched is gonna open the floodgate. We'll see trillions of dollars coming to crypto. So we're gonna have another massive bull run. We also have the interest rate that I expected to decrease next year, this year, because they are really high right now. And so you want to be ready before the bull market starts, because when it starts, you'll have much more opportunities, but also more competition. And to be competitive, you need to be in advance compared to others, which means you need to start before them. Okay, so the general crypto context is positive, but what about now? Are there a lot of Solidity jobs? And so for that, I went to a website called web3.career. It's a big job board for crypto. And so there are currently about 3,500 Solidity jobs. So sometimes some Solidity jobs are with other keywords like blockchain, so we don't even see everything here. And on top of it, we also estimate that about 2/3 of the job market are outside of this all these job advertisement. This is what we call the hidden job market. So that means that right now we can estimate that there are probably 10,000 Solidity jobs, and this is before the bull market. That means when the bull market starts, this number might be multiplied by 10. So we might be talking of 100,000 Solidity jobs. So yes, there are a lot of Solidity jobs, and this is only going to get better. But what about the salary? So here's the market study of Web3 career, web3.career. So here, for a junior, you can make on average $100,000. Then on average, so a junior and more senior is 130, and for the max, it can go up to 250K. I even saw some crazy salary like 500K. So obviously these are some really good salaries, and the reason is that why the salary is so high is because of the imbalance between demand and offer, of course. So most of these jobs are remote, so it doesn't matter where you live. You can travel the world while you work as a Solidity developer. It's exactly what I did before. I was working in Asia, traveling everywhere, Taiwan, Thailand, Vietnam, and I was working remotely as a Solidity dev. So yeah, you can really do a lot of traveling. Yeah, so this is really one of the aspects of the job that I like the most. And you can also have some remote job for other techniques like JavaScript, Python, etc. But because those are a little bit more common to find in terms of developer who can do them, it's a little bit more difficult to negotiate remote job. But for Solidity, it's so hard that they cannot, basically companies cannot afford to ask you to be at a specific location. Okay, so all of this is really cool. We have well-paid job, can be remote, but before you can get that, you need to learn Solidity. But what do you have to know exactly? So we're gonna break it down. So there you have 3 technology to master. The Ethereum, basically understanding the Ethereum blockchain. Then you need to understand the Solidity programming language, as well as the EVM, so that's the Ethereum virtual machine. And you also need to understand Foundry, so that's a smart contract framework that is very popular right now. And so yeah, so here is with more details. So EVM, Solidity language. You need to know also Solidity patterns. So what are the different patterns we use in smart contract? You need to know testing. You need to know YAML and gas optimizations. YAML is a low-level language for Solidity. Gas optimization is how you make the smart contract less costly to execute. And you also need to know how to integrate with real-life smart contracts. So you need to know the big project in DeFi and NFT and for the DAO. All right, so this is the roadmap to learn Solidity. But once you've learned Solidity, the big question is how you can monetize your skills. And there are several ways to do it. So you can be an employee working full-time for someone. You can work as a freelancer. So if you want to be a little bit more independent, you can also be an entrepreneur and launch your own project. And so this is for how you work as a Solidity dev. And you also have different way to specialize yourself as a blockchain developer. So I want to give you the high level picture. So you can be what we call a full stack blockchain dev. So you do everything. You do Solidity, but you also do the front end, usually smaller project. are more interested in this, you can be just a Solidity dev, and this is really one of the best options because that's the most in-demand skill. And so if you want to absolutely maximize your salary and make sure you are in demand, you can just say, look, I'm just going to do Solidity development, and you don't have to compete with the massive army of web dev who knows how to do front end. So this is a very, very smart way to do it. You can also be specialized in smart contract security. It also can make a lot of money. However, in order to be good at smart contract security, you need to know Solidity. So I see a lot of people who are jumping directly to smart contract security, but in general, these guys are people who were already in security. I mean, in general, web security. They know how to find bug, etc. for Web 2 apps, and then they switch to Web 3. But for most people, the smartest way is to first focus on Solidity because that's the core skill that you need, and after you can continue with smart contract security. You can also specialize in gas optimization, so that is very, very, very specific, even more specific than Solidity. You can specialize in a specific use case like a DeFi or NFT. And you can also specialize in MEV, so that's basically the trading bot for the blockchain, and that's a small niche, but it's also very, very well paid. So many, many ways to monetize your skill, but no matter what you choose, you will need to be very good at Solidity. And so let's say that you want to monetize your skill with the jobs. How will you find a job? So there are many job boards to find a job, like crypto job list. Yeah, like crypto job list, for example, like LinkedIn. So you have many jobs on LinkedIn, Indeed, many different job boards. Some of them are not specific to blockchain, and some of them are specific to blockchain, like crypto job list or Web3 career I showed you before. And in order to get a job, of course, you will need to get a portfolio on GitHub so that people can see that you're not a complete beginner. Another way is to have open source project, but it works well, but it's really difficult. You need to be accepted. Your contribution need to be accepted in open source project. You need to spend a lot of time to understand their code, etc. So unless you're a senior, I wouldn't recommend that. Then you have networking. So you just you make friends, you go to real life events, and you spend time in online communities, and you make friends, and that's a very powerful way to find a job. And then you have personal branding. So this is what I'm doing, what a lot of people are doing also on Twitter and LinkedIn. So you basically produce content to showcase your knowledge. And LinkedIn is actually great for that because that's quite easy to get some views, and you get recruiters that start to contact you quite fast. Personally, when I started to be active on LinkedIn, I got a massive surge of incoming leads in my inbox. I had so many people contacted me, like it was like every day, like 5 or 10 people. That was absolutely insane. Okay, so do we stop here? Because I basically gave you the full roadmap. So next, what you can do is you can find some free courses online on Solidity, but we have to be honest here. How many of you would actually do something? How many of you will actually watch the free course to the end and move your ass to actually get a job? Because the problem is that we tend to not value the free stuff. That's unfortunate, but it's just the way it is. Most people who just consume free courses, they end up just watching the beginning, then they give up, they don't do anything, and they are back to square one. They just wasted their time. Nothing happened. So I prefer to take a more active approach to actually get you results. That's why I'm going to introduce you the Solidity Bootcamp of Eat the Blocks. So in this bootcamp, you will become a Solidity Pro at the end of it. This will allow you to acquire a rare, in-demand skill. You will be in demand on the job market. You will be able to make six figures with this new skill and more. Six figures is conservative, but once you have 1 or 2 years of experience, it can go even higher than this. We can go to 150, 200, even more than this. You can work remotely, and you can also create your own blockchain project without having to hire a blockchain developer if you're an entrepreneur. Okay, so here is the core curriculum. So we're going to do a deep dive into the Ethereum virtual machine. So that's what executes the smart contract. We're going to see a module on advanced Solidity, including Solidity patterns. We're going to see advanced testing using the Foundry framework. We're also going to do a deep dive into YAML, so that's a low-level language for smart contract, and we're also going to do gas optimization. And I'm also going to show you how to integrate with real-life smart contract. And finally, I'm going to show you how to have a professional development project, a process. So you will really see the difference between just doing some tutorial and an actual professional process. And that's very hard to get this knowledge because you really need to go through the experience. This is not really something I can show you in a course. This is only something you can actually do. And so we will do this live. So the bootcamp will be 1 month. It starts next week, January 15. And it's going to be 1 hour 30 per day that you need to reserve for the bootcamp. It's going to be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. And then you get the time here. So 8 a.m. Eastern time, 11 it's 8 a.m. Pacific time, 11 a.m. Eastern time, 5 p.m. Central European time, and 11 p.m. China Standard Time in Asia. All right, and we will cover in terms of technologies. So it's going to be Ethereum, Solidity, and Foundry. This is where the job bucket is the largest. You're going to have access to code reviews. So you'll have homework, and then when you submit your homework, I will give you feedback, will pull request. And yeah, so this is really one of the best part of the bootcamp. Like students really, really love that. You're also going to have access to the lecture recordings. So if you cannot make it for a live session, that's okay. You can see the recording. You're also going to have a lifetime access to our private Discord. And so people are very reactive there. The instructors are also reactive there. You're also going to have a review of your CV, LinkedIn, and GitHub. So that is something invaluable. Students really, really love this because, you know, a lot of people, they try to apply to a job, but their profile is terrible. They have no chance of getting a job with a terrible CV, LinkedIn, etc. And most people, they never get any feedback. So that is something extremely valuable. So in order to sum up, so here's what you get. Here's the value that is offered. So the core curriculum itself, basically the value of this is $3,000. Then the code review, it's a lot of time that you will spend with professional Solidity dev, so that's another $3,000. Lecture recording, that's $250. Then lifetime access to Discord community, another $250. Then the review of your CV, $500. So if we add everything, the value of this bootcamp is $7,000. But because I know that not everybody can afford that, and I want to give you as much value as possible, I decided to offer it for $600 only. And really, that's not the long-term price. This is because this is the second cohort of this bootcamp, but long-term we will not stay at this price at all. It will go up a lot. So there are only 30 seats available. So basically it's first come, first serve. Last time everything was gone in 48 hours. So I suggest to book your seat as fast as possible. So you go to this address, eattheblocks.com/bootcamp. And so I'm going to put this in the chat. Oh yeah, I'm sorry about the problem with the slide, but basically I just have one screen, and so it's just impossible to adjust it. I'm traveling at the moment, and yeah, like with my streaming software, it's just almost impossible to adjust. So sorry for this issue, but yeah. Okay, so hopefully you still got something out of the presentation. So here I put the link in the chat. All right, so you guys have the link in the chat for the bootcamp. Okay, so let's go back to the presentation. So yeah, so a little bit more about Eat the Block. So we've trained 15,000 students since 2017. And so we've been around the block for a long time. And in terms of the feedback that we get from students, so here is some slides I wanted to share with you. So here we have someone who got a Solidity job in 2 months. Here another feedback. I've tried learning Solidity with Udemy courses, but I didn't get it. Long-winded theory with no ongoing help. When I did the Eat the Blocks bootcamp, I finally got it. And someone else who got his first Solidity job. Someone who got 2 offers from 2 employers. And here, someone who found a job as a blockchain dev at Biconomy after following our smart contract course. We also have students who created their own blockchain project. So here's someone from Microsoft who created his own project. I'm glad I stumbled across you as a teacher. You rock. Okay. We also have someone who created this DeFi protocol. FutureSwap raised $1 million for his project. We have someone else who created secure finance with now a big API for Web3 dev. We also have some video testimonial, and everything is, you will find everything on the page of the bootcamp, eattheblocks.com/bootcamp. Yeah, so, and by the way, these videos here, they are testimonial from the first cohort, so the cohort that just finished. And yeah, so the big question is, for our next success story, be amazing if that could be you. So if you want to book your seat, you go to eattheblocks.com/bootcamp. We have 30 seats only. And so now we're going to do the FAQ. So one second. Right. Oh, by the way, someone just sent me a message and told me there are just 27 seats available now on the website. So that's because we already have 3 sell. So that's crazy. It's just been like 2 minutes, we have 3 sell already. So yeah, it's going really, really fast. All right. So you know what? I will probably send the slides. I will make the slide available to the people who are on my mailing list. So yeah, you'll be able to watch the slide after that. All right, so let me see if we have any question now. So let me see. Yeah, a lot of people are saying it's too Zoom. Yeah, sorry about that. Was struggling with my streaming software. Yanel, hello Julian, how are you? What type of platform do you recommend for junior Solidity full stack developer? Platform? What do you mean platform? You mean develop like tools to develop? Remix is great and Foundry, but I'm not sure it's what you are asking. All right. No, I'm sure I have a specific use case. I've been studying how to get my Bitcoin ISA to EVM. Yeah, it's a little bit too specific in terms of question. So uh, yeah. All right. Let me continue with the question. So but a lot of the jobs on the site are months old, Ricky is saying. Yeah, so you have some jobs that are old, but you also have some new ones. Shamron, I would gladly take 100K. Yeah, so once you have enough skill as a Solidity dev, you can do it. World is getting into Solidity still early in 24. Yeah, so in the grand scheme of things, we're still very early in the development of this industry. All right. So what else? When did you become uh, a when the pass is readily available? Don't understand this comment. Right. So Ricky, does being an engineer help kickstart your blockchain career in any way? Yeah, it does. It help you a lot. So when you're a developer already, it's going to help you a lot because a developer really like this, right? Then Yanel is asking Upwork. Yeah, Upwork is good to find freelance jobs. It's great to get started, but rapidly you want to get off this platform because usually the client there aren't great. Okay, I work for a crypto exchange as a senior Golang at the moment, but I don't work directly with coding smart contract. Does that help? Uh, so yeah, that helped a lot. Of course, you're already in crypto and you're doing backend, so yeah, that helped a lot. Valley, hey, I watched your video and I'm now working in Web3 security. Awesome. Very happy to hear this. Okay, then as a .NET developer, it's easy to switch to Solidity. It's no more easy or hard that coming from another language. What matters is that if you are already a dev, it's always a good thing. All right. Let me share again the Solidity Bootcamp. So here you can see the bootcamp in the chat. Hey, by the way, I'm not sure exactly what is showing on the stream. Is it my face? Because on my software it's showing my face, but YouTube is telling me something completely different. Let me see. Okay, no, it seems to be my face. Okay. Wow, this is so crazy. Like we need a platform to massively simplify the stream, guy. This is crazy. Yanel, I'm from VBA. I follow Julian course. Amazing. If you understand quickly the web, it will be good. Amazing. Okay. Thank you, Yanel, for your comment. That's very nice. All right, everybody tell me, yeah, it's my face. Amazing. Yeah, I just realized that basically doing a stream with a single screen is almost impossible. What few websites you can recommend to apply for Web3 Solidity developer jobs? Remote. Yeah, I mentioned it before. You have Crypto Job List, the first one, Web3 Career, and you can do a Google search like blockchain job website, something like this. If Solidity dev makes so much, why do you spend time on YouTube? Please don't say only to help us. So yeah, I've already. So this is a common question, like some people saying, oh, like make so much money, how come you don't do it? So actually, I used to do it, and then I moved on. This is as simple as possible. So I enjoy doing what I'm doing now. I enjoy doing those videos, and yeah, it's I mean, you know, like a lot of things make more money than what you're currently doing. That doesn't mean you will do them. So me, I'm an educator, and so this is what I'm doing. So in this case, like anybody who teaches anything is not legit because he should be doing the thing instead. So like a professor of math should be a math researcher. I don't know, like professor of cooking should be a chef at a restaurant. You know, like so. No, I cannot accept this kind of argument. Um, all right. Crypto job list isn't working. No, it is working. It is working. Let me Google it. Cryptojoblist.com. Let me see if it's working. Yeah, it's perfectly working. All right. Yeah, it's not all about money. Okay. Any other question? How to get started in Solidity? So I'm gonna put once again the link to the bootcamp in the chat. We are starting next week the Solidity bootcamp, January 15. It's gonna be a 1 month intensive bootcamp, and we have 27 seats available at the moment. Colagwell is really helping. Have you seen his GitHub repo? It's massive. Okay, thank you, Colagwell. Thank you for your support. One, hello, Julian. I follow your course at the moment. That's the Web3 101 is enough to apply for job. Yeah, so Web3 101 is great, but as I've mentioned a couple of last week, I'm going to focus right now on the bootcamp because with the bootcamp we can go much more into depth. So if you took Web3 101, then yeah, it's try to use it as much as you can. But from now on, I'm going to focus on the bootcamp. Yeah, or I need to continue with smart contract security. Start with Solidity only, okay? And once you're good at Solidity, you can move on. I'm getting 500 errors since a few days. Yeah, I think you're talking of crypto job list. Yeah, this is not my website, so I can't say. But all I know, it's working for me. Arash, will you make course on Foundry? So in the bootcamp, Solidity bootcamp I'm doing, we cover Foundry. Ricky, what sort of project should you have on your GitHub to get your first job? Anything that isn't too beginner friendly. So that's the problem with a lot of the free course you see, that the project are a little bit too simple. So you need something a little bit more advanced, like for example, a DEX or some dashboard that shows some data from blockchain protocol. It's you can have many different kind of projects, but what matters is that you do them in a professional way, and not just like a tutorial. Okay, Yannick, what kind of JavaScript and front-end library we need to jump in Solidity? So in JavaScript, you don't need, if you just do Solidity, you don't need front-end library. If you do front-end, you can use a library called Ethers.js. But first, if you just focus on Solidity, there's just one language to learn, and this is why I love it. What do you think of smart contract in Rust? I think that's great. Rust is great, but most of the job market is for Solidity. Calvarak, once again, large project such as Gamma have been hacked, and there is no end to it. Yeah, so that's very unfortunate, but that also means that as a Solidity dev, you are in high demand, because if you know smart contract security, a lot of projects will want you. What about Polkadot? What do you think? I don't think much. We don't hear much about Polkadot, and there are no jobs for Polkadot. One last doubt, Julian. What is the order of the course to learn from you? Not sure what you mean, but when you take the Solidity bootcamp, you don't have to worry about the order. We will have a lesson on different dates, so you just have to show up, and you will get the content in order. Colawol, What's your take on EVM and other non-EVM? Does one stick to EVM and ignore the other? Yeah, just stick to EVM. This is the most important technology right now. All right, so guys, here is the link to the bootcamp. It's a 1 month intensive bootcamp to become a Solidity dev, and we start Monday next week. Okay, any other question about the bootcamp or how to start your career in Solidity? No, actually you have a lot of product in course list. No. This is I've already mentioned. I'm retiring all my courses. Now we only do the bootcamp. So all those courses, this is the past. Now we just do the bootcamp. All right. So, is there any other question? No? All right, so if there's no more question, then we're gonna end the stream here. So thanks for everybody for coming here, and yeah, check out the bootcamp that starts next week if you want to get started in Solidity. Is there a time slot during the week? I think you mean for the bootcamp. Yeah, so that's 8 a.m. Pacific time, 11 a.m. Eastern time, 5 p.m. European time, and 11 p.m. China time. RikiCon, they still stay up if you already paid for them, right? Yeah, you're talking about my course. Yeah, they will stay online. Alex Borch, what is the schedule of the bootcamp? Yeah, it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. If you follow the link that I posted /bootcamp, you will find the schedule, detail of everything. Antonio, thanks. I will start bootcamp today. Awesome. Oh yeah, and you also can check out the video testimonial on the page of the bootcamp. So you scroll down and you will find 3 video testimonial of the previous cohort. So these are a student that just completed the bootcamp. So very fresh testimonial. SK out there outdated. So the video courses, some of them, yes. But however, the bootcamp is not outdated. Bootcamp is completely fresh, up to date. Shamrun saying, is it okay if I can't make it live for the bootcamp? Yeah, so you get access to the recording of the bootcamp every session, and you will also know which homework you have to do. So if you just want to submit your homework, that's fine too. You can do it in async, although it's better to show up, of course. But yeah, some people did it async for the last cohort. Okay, Alex Borge, interested, we'll look into it. Okay, amazing. Yeah, so I mean, for this bootcamp, I'm really happy. I'm really happy because the student of the first cohort were really, really happy. I think I did a really good job. And as you can see, I was not very present on YouTube because I spent all my time in this bootcamp, and because I really wanted to do something of quality. Make sure everybody is happy, give a lot of time to the student, make sure it's interactive, they can ask me questions. And yeah, I think I really delivered on that. So yeah, proud of myself, proud of the team. And yeah, it's a great way to get started in Solidity. All right. Favor, what can one start applying for internship? I don't know, but usually you don't really find internship in Solidity. It's better if you're a beginner. It's better to start with freelance job, really. Right. So here one more time the link to the bootcamp starting next week. Okay, guys. So no more questions. So we are going to stop here. If there's no more question. So sorry about the little issue about the the Zoom that was too zoomed in. It's because I'm traveling, so I don't have I'm not in my studio. That's why the live is a little bit. we had some issue, but the bootcamp has no issue at all. Okay, so let's stop here. Thanks everybody for coming, and I will see you later. Bye guys. Bye bye.